What's good, YouTube? We back for another video, man. Before I get into it, I hope you guys have been locked in. I hope you guys have been taking care of yourselves. Let me turn this. Hold on. There we go. Y'all can still see me because, I got my computer on. But, yeah, so I'm basically going to be talking about, give y'all a little update. This is day 2 of my dopamine detox. All right, so I told y'all in my day 1 video that I'm gonna make this like a little series, a 30-day series, right, where I'm gonna go 30 days with basically detoxing my brain. I'm trying to rewire my brain and teach my brain how to not need pleasure, okay, because that's all it is, right? So how do I do that, right? I have to get rid of everything that gives me pleasure. I have to get rid of everything that will literally spike my dopamine, right? That will give me like a little dopamine rush. So social media, being on my phone, and music. Okay, those 3 things right there literally like give me the most dopamine, right? Because social media, I doom scroll, right? Music, I listen to music and that gives me a little dopamine rush, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, so day 2, man, how do I feel? To be honest, I feel a little bit better, but not too much has changed. Like it just feels like a regular day. Like I was actually surprised that I was even able to, like, you know, go this long, because you know what I mean. But day 2 doesn't really feel any different. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like I said, it's gonna take a little minute, but I feel like I'm gonna have the urges to where I might want to get back on social media and doom scroll again, but I gotta fight it. You know what I mean? So what I've been doing instead is I've been writing. Okay, I have like a little book that I'm writing. You know what I mean? Like it's like a little story that I'm talking about, right? So it's something that I'm doing, right? So basically, what I've been doing is that when I first woke up, right? Because usually when I first wake up, I get on my phone, right? But when I first woke up, instead of getting on my phone, I wrote in my little booklet, you know what I mean, my notebook, right? And the reason why I do that is because it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone, right? See, especially as a man, a lot of times I wake up with strong urges, okay? And that right there would kind of lead me into relapsing, giving into lust, because I wake up for strong urge. And so what I've been doing is I have been you can't get rid of your urges. I mean, my fault. You can't get rid of your hormones, as a man. A man is a man, right? You're gonna have high testosterone, you're gonna have urges, right? But you can't necessarily get rid of it, but you can redirect it. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean that you have to you have to focus on something else. Okay, because see, when you wake up for urge, right, your brain is literally only thinking about releasing. So if you wake up for urge and your phone is right beside you, what and your brain is already thinking on that, what are you most likely going to do? Probably going to jerk off, masturbate. So obviously as a man, we have high testosterone, but when I first wake up, I realized that as long as my mind is thinking on something else, like I'm focusing on writing this book, then my urges will slowly go away, because I'm not going to be thinking about that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And after that, I still don't get on my phone, right? After I've like wrote in my book for a little bit, I get up to start the day, but I still don't get on my phone, right? Because that's the testosterone. I said testosterone. That's that dopamine detox, right? That's part of the 30-day dopamine detox. You know, I'm still not gonna get on my phone, so I get on my computer to check the time, right? Because I don't have a clock in my room, so I just get on my computer right quick to check the time, and after that, I ate because I gotta work. I gotta work today, so I ate. That's the first thing I did was I ate and stuff like that. Now I will tell y'all, right? I did I was on YouTube, but it's not okay. Yesterday on my day one, I was on YouTube, but here's the thing though. I wasn't on YouTube just to watch YouTube. I was actually on YouTube because I was watching some trading videos, right? Because I told y'all in my trading video that I'm getting ready to start trading. So I'm in the process right now where I'm currently studying trading, you know what I mean? I'm kind of rewatching trading videos and kind of getting some information. You know, I even have a notebook. Now, a lot of y'all might remember that um this was my freaking mistakes notebook, right? But I'm gonna get another notebook for that. But I ended up because I didn't really write in this. I didn't really write in this, right? So I ended up just tearing out the pages that I did write in, and I turned this into my trading booklet, right? Basically, it's going to be me. It's gonna basically be about me trading and everything like that. Stay tuned for that. Okay. I'm serious about trading, man. I'm really gonna get into it. But yeah, so that was the only reason why I was on YouTube yesterday, and I literally got on YouTube right after I've done everything. So yeah, and also I wasn't on YouTube really, but I did have I like the way I go to sleep is that I put on a live stream and I go to sleep to the live stream on YouTube, right? But my TV's down, the volume ain't really loud and stuff like that, you know. It helps me go to sleep, right? And another reason why I do that is because also at night too. See, morning and nights is where I'm the most vulnerable when it comes to my lust, okay? So mornings when I first wake up, nights as well, right? So I make sure to put something on YouTube because this is actually how I relapsed before. One time I was literally almost on a 30-day streak, but I was, you know, I had my mind was like thinking on. I was trying to go to sleep one night, and my mind was thinking on sexual stuff, right? And I wasn't trying to, but it was like it was just there, right? You know what I mean? So I ended up folding and I relapsed, right? But I realized that if I put something on the TV to help me go to sleep, it's gonna help, you know, my brain is going to focus on the live stream while I go, you know, you see what I mean? You have to redirect your lust, okay? You can't, it's always gonna be there, but the only way to actually beat it is to redirect it, okay? You have to distract your brain with something else. You have to make your brain not think about it. You have to you have to force your brain to focus on something else. That's literally the only way to beat lust and to actually survive semen retention, okay? So anyway, but so far I've been doing good, man. And honestly, you know, obviously it's only day 2, you know, nothing too much has changed, but you know, I really am proud of myself because after I made that day 1 video, you know, I did everything I needed to do. I wasn't on my phone. Like after I got from home from the gym, I turned my phone off, right? I wasn't even on my phone. And the rest of that day I was just kind of finishing up my checklist, my routines, and then after I've done everything I needed to do, I spent like the last 50 minutes or the last hour watching trading, right? I watched the hour-long video about trading. So yeah, that's basically what's been going on. So today, you know, I gotta work today, right? So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. This is gonna suck because, you know, when it comes to working, man, you know, I usually have to be on my phone, or I obviously I'm not on my phone while I'm working, but it's like whenever I'm on break or something like that, I'm on my phone. But you know, obviously, y'all, I can't do that. So obviously I'm going to because of my 30-day dopamine detox, because the whole point is to detox my brain from dopamine, right? So instead of me being on my phone on break, I'm going to be writing in my little book, okay? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And other than that, it's, majority of my day is going to be spent working. So I'm already, like, whenever I'm working, I'm already not on my phone. Now, one thing I did do is, of course, I started doing this actually, but I started like kind of listening to music while I work. And it does help me like get through the work easy. I don't know, it helps me like go get through work easy. I know a lot of jobs, they say, or not a lot of jobs, pretty much every job is like, oh, you can't listen to music, bro. I don't know why, because honestly, listening to music like actually helps me. While I'm working, it actually helps the day go by faster. Because guys, I work like an 11-hour shift, so it does help the day go by faster for me, right? So I don't know why it's, I don't know, right? I understand not being on your phone, but I feel like they should let you listen to music. Even when I was in school, right? Like even some teachers will actually let you listen to music while you work. Like it actually is beneficial. Like, you know what I mean? It actually will help. But, these companies, right? But anyway, it's like, yeah. So, oh, and another thing too, right? When I went to the gym, guys, I usually listen to music. And that right there was tough. It was hard, man. It was hard not being able to listen to music while I work out. But once again, it's all part of the dopamine detox, because a lot of people, like everybody's whole thing in the gym is to listen to music, right? Like it's like if you can't listen to music, then you're not going to have a good workout, right? But that's not true, right? I mean, you can have a good workout without listening to music. Because of how bad our dopamine is, everybody feels like they have to listen to music in order to work out in the gym. Like imagine your headphones died or your earphones died, right? Some people might just say, man, I ain't finna go to the gym. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody wants to really listen to the gym music, but it's like, I generally feel like music is a distraction. And here's why I say that. Because every time I end up listening to music, I can't never just find that one song that I want to just listen to because I only been in the gym for like an hour. So I can't never just find that one playlist or that one song to listen to for my entire gym workout. Because I end up trying to switch it because my brain wants a new dopamine rush from a new song, right? You know what I mean? So I spent a long time trying to find that perfect song to freaking hit a PR, or that perfect song to do the workout, bro. No, you know what I mean? That's why I'm telling myself, like, I'm not finna listen to music no more. So, yeah, man, it was tough, but I made it through, right? One thing about this, man, is that it may seem impossible not being on social media, not being on your phone, but it's not. You're gonna make it through, man. Mentally it's tough, but if in reality you're not dying, like your brain, since your brain is so used to it, it's like your brain, when it doesn't get that stimulus from being on social media or from listening to music or whatever, your brain feels like it's freaking dying. Like your brain goes into full panic mode, like, oh my God, I need this. And that's where withdrawals come in, right? That's your brain. Withdrawals is basically your brain panicking and stressing because it feels like it needs it to survive, right? That's why you have to train your brain to not need it. You know what I mean? So actually, I feel like if I go the whole year doing this right here, I would no longer need to. I will be perfectly okay with not watching YouTube. I would be perfectly okay with not being on Instagram, TikTok. So, like, you know what I mean? At that point, I won't even be on social media no more because I won't need to, right? But I'm only gonna go 30 days though, I mean, we'll see. We'll see, bro. Who knows? After the 30 days, I might decide that, you know what, bro? I'm gonna just go forever. I'm gonna go like this forever. But bro, imagine telling somebody that they're gonna go forever without social media. Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. I'm not on social media, but I still am posting, okay? So, another thing that I've done, okay, is that I do still have to post on Instagram and TikTok, but what I've done to make sure that they don't become a distraction, I don't start scrolling, because that's what usually would happen. I end up start scrolling, right? What I've done is that every time I'm on my phone, I put a 2-minute timer. Okay. And this is to ensure that I don't get distracted, because whenever I go to post on TikTok or Instagram, it's so easy for me to just start scrolling, and I boom, before you know, oh boom, I got distracted. So what I do is every time I'm on my phone, like after I make this video, I'm gonna put a 2-minute timer on my phone. After I put a 2-minute timer, then I make sure that I do what I need to do. And see, the thing about that timer is going to make sure that I don't get distracted. So every 2 minutes it's going to go off and it's going to say, and I put don't get distracted, and plus what I need to be doing, right? Because it's so easy for me to get off track and get distracted. So that timer is basically like a wake up call. The timer is basically like, bro, snap out of it, bro. Lock the fuck in, remember what you need to be doing. So that's basically what that is, right? But yeah, I don't really got too much to say, man. It's only been day 2, but I just want to come here and tell y'all, man, that so far everything's been chilling. I've been good so far. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I'll update y'all on day 3, man. I hope you guys enjoy this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. And yeah, see y'all on the next one. Peace.